Hello, good morning, my dear fellow shining beings. It is I, Silvia, coming to you from beautiful Eastbourne by the sea. Today we are in the clouds and it's misty and dreamy and cool, which is a nice relief from the time before. And I am happy to report that I'm feeling a little bit better. I've had a whole week of work, cancelled all my appointments and my sessions, my interviews and everything else that was going on, and just took a week to just rest and relax. Good morning, my dear. How lovely that you are here with me. Hey. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, my dear. So while we are waiting for the stream to warm up, as the phrase goes, just happy to be here with you guys, happy to be able to be here with you, which is really nice. It's one of those things, if for whatever reason you can't do normal things for a while, when you get back to normal things, you begin to appreciate things like being able to sit on a chair for 30 minutes to do a live stream, or to bend down and pick up an object that has fallen down. It's kind of a real thrill. So if you guys you can do that easily, then it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. You never know what you've got until it's gone, that's for sure. Good morning, Roberta Ann. Yes, so what are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about? And I have my entire head full of crazy things, because as I couldn't really do anything this week, I couldn't write or, make much social media posts or anything like that. I spent the time, you could say, informing myself about certain things. I'm going to put that up. Renata says, well done for having a rest and honoring you. Totally remember those feelings of not being able to sit. A new level of gratitude. Absolutely. It's just really quite interesting. And it really is. You never know what you've got until it's gone. And I'm just wondering what other places we should be applying this to. Just see there, Marianne, good morning. Hello. Oh, yes. And Wendy and Ilka. Hi, ladies. And Paul and Lorna. Well, hey, lots of people joining me this morning. That's wonderful. That's really nice. Makes me happy. Makes me happy that we have some people who are, I must presume, I shouldn't presume, but I will presume that I'm here with some people who are interested in, I don't know, love and happiness and making the world a better place, and meaning by that making the world a more loving place, a more energy rich, a more energy high place, a more inspiring place, a place where good ideas can flow. Wendy, good morning from Cornwall. Hello, Cornwall. Beautiful place. Love Cornwall. I do. I love Cornwall. Oh, yeah, a more appreciative place, perhaps. Who knows? I think, we're very different people here, obviously. All people are very different if you go down to it. They're all very unique and individual. And as I always say, look, we are told that we all have these unique fingerprints. And that's pretty unique, unless you're a identical sibling. But if you think in terms of our energy bodies, how unique our energy bodies are, how different our shining beings are, then you really, and if you can tune into that just for 1 second, just every single, I mean, they are already unique at the moment of conception. And then every single experience that occurs makes it more and more individual, more and more unique. So by the time you're 2 years old, you are so incredibly unique. There is no being any remotely like you. Never has been in time and space and never will be. It doesn't matter how many people say you looked exactly like your father or your mother or whatever, or the milkman for that matter. You are a totally unique being. And something that just amuses me about the way in which all these differences between us are being weaponized. Like if you're like a boomer like me, okay, boomer, go away, boomer. Boomers are bad. Boomers are horrible. Boomers are the people who have created all the problems in the world. That's if we start going on to the differences and finding reasons to be different from one another, and if you go to the energy body, there'd be so many differences that we'd end up with 8 billion separate parties, 8 billion separate identities. Never mind like only 75 or 175 sexual identities we're up to now. You just end up with 1 billion separate identities, which leads me to the conclusion that we are individuals. And just one of those things, that each person is just so different. And I did post something that I wanted to say, which was that, please, shining beings, realize that you are more than all those weird societal definitions. You're also more than your biology. You are more than the skin. You are more than your weight or your age. You are more than the clothes on your back and the money in your pockets. You are mysterious. That's where I get excited. Human beings are mysterious. There are all these people going around trying to tell you that we are nothing but these robots that are totally influenced only by what the media tell us, and that we are so stupid and so programmed, and that we don't know anything. And sod that, sod it. You are mysterious. Something that is mysterious and exciting and wants to be explored, not endlessly criticized. Sorry, I swore to myself I was just going to have a happy little stream this morning, not get any hobby horse of any kind, not get on any soapbox of any kind. But it just drives me mad that in all this division and craziness, what is lost is this core of mystery. And every time I say that, I get this energy kick flowing through me. Every time I say that word, in this human mystery, there lies so much excitement, so much unexplored potential, so much wonder. And I just feel that if we could get to a place where we looked at the people in our lives, and really starting with our nearest and dearest, and even our partners or our own children, our own parents, and somehow found that space where we look at this being and connect with that sense of mysteriousness, of mystery. How could I know you? How could I understand you? How you are so much more than I can see with these eyes of day. You are just so much more. And when we do that, I feel there is an expansion of possibility, an expansion of hope, an expansion of potential, of all these wonderful things that I love. An expansion of love, perhaps. Who knows? Yes, mystery. That can be our keyword for the week, the mystery of things and of beings and of existence, just the mystery of things. And possibly if we applied this to things that I remember an emo conference talk that Sandra Hilawi gave some years ago, many years ago now. It was called Loving the Unlovable. And that is pure emo. It literally is a thing of think of someone or something you totally hate and reject and want nothing to do with. Where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. And wherever that may be and causing intense sort of emotional agony, you just soften and flow it until you get an energized end state. And then there is this expansion, and the unlovable is being loved. This is one of the most profound, extraordinary personal development methods there is. And it's very challenging, fair enough so, to even try that. But when it's done, it's incredibly freeing, loving the unlovable. And I was thinking that perhaps we can apply the mystery to that, perhaps as a beginning step. Like, I've been in a lot of pain, and we all don't want to be in pain. We all want to reject pain. We don't want any pain. We want to take pills. We want to make it go away. And I've been become quite fascinated by the mystery of pain. It's a mysterious thing how that works, how it fluctuates with our energy levels, how our attention to it influences it. Terry Lynch does this extraordinary process where somebody who has a pain in one hip, she asks them to focus their attention on the hip that's not in pain, to teach the other hip how it should feel. And this has quite remarkable and noticeable effects. There are so many things we don't know about pain. Just rejecting it and saying, oh, pain is terrible, we mustn't have it, must go away. Anything to get rid of this evil monster that is pain. But perhaps if we can go at it with the view that there is a mystery here, perhaps we can learn something. Who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, Lorna says that's what Star Matrix does. It helps us see the deepest level of mystery and the magical parts of human beings. Absolutely. 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 The mystery. One of the things in Star Matrix is to ask people about positive metaphysical events. Like, has ever anything happened to you that was mysterious but also delightful, that was somehow uplifting, wonderful, a really good experience, but it was mysterious? And then people start telling their stories. And the cool thing is that every person I've ever spoken to has experienced wonderful, mysterious things. There's just no place in society to talk about them. This just doesn't fit on the water cooler or on the daily news or on a Discovery Channel program or in therapy where you're only digging in trauma. And I feel that, bringing back the mystery as a wonderful, every time I say that word, mystery, I get just energy shivers going up and down my personage. Whew. It's weird, but beautiful. So that really is highlighted to me that my overall person here is interested and inspired by mystery. Cool. Yeah, the attitude of perhaps rather than rejecting something, to look at it with this wonder this wide-eyed wonder. God, this is so mysterious. This is an example or a manifestation of the great mystery that is being a human being alive and conscious in this universe. It's just a manifestation of that awesome, beautiful mystery. Oh, yeah, I honestly hadn't decided to be dipping off into massive metaphysics here this morning at the at the drop of a hat. Oh, I hang my head in shame briefly. Okay, that'll do. All right, guys, what shall we talk about? What shall we do this morning to cheer ourselves up and set ourselves up for another week of doing whatever it is that we are doing and having to be done? I'm quite amused by something. I had this wonderful plan to advertise Star Matrix because it is 1 week exactly from today that the Star Matrix book is going to be available. It's going to be an ebook, not a hard copy, because I would probably like to add things to it and change things and offer people who've bought the book the ability to get newer editions, as we used to do back in the day when ebooks were young. And I've always thought that was a wonderful, wonderful feature of ebooks, that you could actually evolve them easily without all the hullabaloo of having to recall the old books and pulp them and blah, blah, blah. No publisher wants to do that. But with an ebook, you can, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months down the line, you can add new things, annotate things, make a new edition and let the owners know, and they can download the latest copy. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's actually a real evolution in the concept of books. But I digress. It's only 7 days until this comes out, and my past aspects had made this wonderful 23-day program of talking about Star Matrix and posting memes and doing all these wonderful things in the run-up to the publication. But then the universe decided to put me flat on my back, as it were, so I didn't get to do any of it. Wow. And I don't know why, but I often feel like I am the last person to know what's actually really going on in this incarnation, that I'm on a need-to-know only basis. So the universe will unfold as it must. I absolutely believe that Star Matrix is the remedy for many, many things, for many, many ills that have gone on for way too long in the Western world and all who sail on her. And that it really is a remedy for so many ills, from low self-esteem to managing family relationships, but also wider out to discovering more of the mystery of what it is to be a human being in this universe. Roberta says something I like. Roberta, mysteries contain hidden adventures. Oh, yes, totally. Totally. And that gave me a nice little energy shiver as well, of course. To go to discover mysteries is an adventure, is possibly the adventure, the one and only adventure, to find out about the secret, sacred, hidden mysteries of existence and of the universe. And I would say this is something that has motivated me personally all my life and has set me on my great adventure. Man. Oh, which isn't quite over yet. And that's also something to be, I don't know, astonished about or grateful about or something. The dear mysteries. Yeah, right. So, mysteries. Yay. Mysteries and adventure. And Star Matrix, which is coming out in 7 days from today. I have written it. I've written the sales page. We had an idea just before I keeled over that you can get a foundation course, a foundation certificate in Star Matrix. If you've read the book, there's a link in the book that's unique to you as a customer. And you can go to take one of my famous online multiple choice tests. If you successfully complete it, then you get your foundation certificate in Star Matrix. And that'll be just a fine thing to have, I think. And I think some people will really appreciate that. And I'm personally hoping that this is going to be an incentive to go on and actually do the course and really do that out of this world adventure. that is Star Matrix, which is still totally, yeah. You, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the spaceship Starlight to go boldly where no human has gone before, to discover your own best memories of this lifetime, your most mysterious adventures. Yes. Somebody said to me, that reminds me of Star Trek. And I said, yeah, I am a huge Star Trek fan, original Star Trek that would be. Huge. Thought it was a wonderful idea and vision for the future, for unified humanity going out exploring the stars together. So absolutely, yes, I love that metaphor. I do. And, I think that the people who love that metaphor too are the right people to be buying the book, to having a go. People who have the souls of adventurers and explorers and who are, still, may I say, after this whole time in the hard and being beaten up with one thing and the other, who still have that flame inside of them that wants them to go further, to go higher, experience more, and discover the mysteries. What can I say? Good morning, Dieter. Aha! Dieter says, it's a mystery for me. It's very obvious that Star Matrix made me discover actual, real mystery in my life when the infinite showed up and stunned a child aspect. Right. That's exactly right. It's lived experience, lived personal experience that has the most information. And somehow or other, we've been managed to be trained into, like the cart horses with their blinkers on. So they cannot see anything that could possibly distract them from carrying their loads down the path. They cannot see that there's some other horses dancing freely over there, or there's some nice tasty food by the side of the verge. They can't see it. They just have their blinkers on, and there's the road in front of them. And perhaps right at the end of the road, there may be a carrot or the hope of a stable with some rest and some food before it starts again the next day. Yes, it's a sad, really thing. Oh, yes. Okay, so, yeah, brilliant. Shining beings. See, one of the things that drives me wild every so often is this basic thing from the modern energy chart is that people cannot form intelligent group bubbles unless they're on the positive side of the energy chart. On the lower side of the energy chart, you form these rage groups, these mobs, that's it. On the lower side of the energy chart, you form mobs. On the higher side, on the other side, on the positive side of the energy chart, you form extraordinary things, these human cities. And I so look forward to more people applying that. And even if it's just 2 or 3 people getting together and creating a high energy couple bubble between them, or a mini group bubble between them, start activating the real human intelligence, which is not confined inside one person. See, this is one of the big problems with the old definition of individualism. It ends with one lonely genius. And I've always known that this is incorrect. Human beings aren't meant to be one lonely prophet or one lonely genius. They are supposed to be bunches of them, lots of them. And then when they then group bubble together, they become more than the sum of their parts. And there is this, there's this knowledge being born out of that doesn't actually belong to any one of them. It doesn't have their copyright written on it. This is knowledge given to you by Vlad the Hairy. There you go. And that's, Vlad the Hairy had the good idea. No, he didn't. It was him and this, in the context of this group of people who were working together, they were energy high. And this idea arrived because they were thinking with more than their single lonely minds. So individualism is really a step on the road towards, getting more human intelligence working together properly as it was designed by the great creative order, for God's sake, people. Oh man, this is one of those that I could go on forever. But we do have to start with the individualism here and the individual becoming aware that they need to raise energy, because if there's like 1,000 people and nobody knows about this energy thing, and nobody even knows that the higher reaches of the modern energy chart even exist as a goal to go towards, then this one person has to become kind of the catalyst to the whole situation. So, but it's a pathway. So you've got one person, and then you've got two, and you've got more. And if they can manage to be on the higher side of the energy chart, they can then create this wonderful power field that actually has a chance to change civilization as we know it. I see Vlad the Hairy has found already some fans amongst us. Not even going to go into where he came from, or what his purpose is, or what his story might be, or what's going to happen with him in the future. But, well, you've heard it here first today on Silvia Live on the 20th of August or something, whatever it is today. God knows, alone knows what it is today. Yeah, okay, guys. So, all right, we're getting towards the end of this. I like to leave you with an exercise. This is probably because I think that people expect me to lead a prayer or a meditation or give some bonus benefits in the way of exercises or something. I don't know if this is an expectation that only I have and nobody else. This is always hard to know. But I am going to tell you an advanced exercise. This is a sanctuary exercise. I'm not going to do it with you. I'm just going to tell you. So I'm going to leave it up to your own interest in mysteries. When we go into sanctuary, we take all our beliefs with us on how the world works. And this belief was gathered in the physical reality and in the heart. So therefore, when you step into the energy worlds, obviously, or the worlds of fantasy and imagination, if you will, you bring all these prejudices with you. One of the things that is always fun is to get people to learn how to fly in sanctuary. And people have different ways of achieving this. Some strap hot air balloons to themselves, and some ride on a dragon, and some have a machine to get up into the air, and some jump up and down, and some try to do it like Superman. It's really quite fascinating. But of course, there is no gravity in the energy worlds in sanctuary. There is no gravity. There's only the amount of gravity you are deciding that there should be. So you can just literally just, lift up if you want. And the other night I had a dream. I was on one of those sanctuary islands where there's a lot of people who are actually dead, if you will. They are not aware of this, which is often the case, and they are acting as though they were still in physical reality, but they're not. They're in this energy world. And on this occasion, the person that was in the dream told them this, that they had already died and gone to heaven. And somebody said, this is not true. And the person in the dream said, I can prove this. Everybody pick up a rock. This is what I'm going to suggest you have a go with, because that was interesting. So everybody picked up a rock and held it. And so the guy asked, is this rock hard? And he, yeah, that's hard. And it's a rock, yes. Okay. So you are no longer in physical reality. What I want you to do is to just hold that rock and become aware of it and start noticing that it's actually plastic, that you can actually move it, that you can pull it apart like wax or clay. Just try that. Try that with the rock that you are holding. If you were still in physical reality, it would remain a rock. But if you are not in physical reality anymore, then it could and would and will become malleable. So these people, about 100 of them, are playing with their rock, and there's a little child, little boy, it's about, I don't know, 3 or 4, and it just goes poof, and he has got a puppy in his hand, a living, breathing puppy that is licking his nose. And the little boy just laughs with delight and hugs the puppy and just runs away with the puppy out of this group of people who are sitting there with their rocks. And there's some people who are actually starting to pull it apart, and they are just amazed by that. And there's some other people who are making something. Like there's one lady who made like a crown. And as she's making it, it becomes more and more, and it changes color. And she ends up with a golden crown in her hand. And there's also some people for whom it still remains a rock. And that's kind of sad. And at that point, some angels arrived and they went away and probably gave them some sort of extra help that they needed. But then that was how they all then understood that they were no longer in physical reality, and that in fact that place that they found themselves in was entirely malleable. And I thought that was an amazing dream, and I also thought that was an amazing sanctuary exercise. I believe that was sent to me by my dear energy mind to make me aware of the fact that even I am still way too hard in sanctuary, and having still too many prejudices in that realm where all things are made of energy, where all things are possible, and where we can play and try out things to discover the kinds of mysteries that you can't discover in the heart. And I love that. So yeah, for your next meditation and thought or, sanctuary visit, go and pick up a rock and see what you would make from it. I think that's quite marvelous, really, at the multi-level. Okay, guys, right. So look at that. We've been here for nearly 35 minutes. I want to thank you very much for your presence. I want to thank you for your energy. I want to thank you for being here with me and being interested in this mysterious journey and proving to me that there are people in the world who still have that fire, that flame, and that excitement of the mystery and the great adventure that is life. Thank you so much for being here with me. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Sunday and a most fascinating week where there are invitations to mysteries for you, food for your soul, moments of love, moments of grace, moments of enchantment and delight. With lots of love, and I'll see you again next Sunday, the universe willing. Bye for now.